Sweet, we're live. But why is it not showing your... Okay. Is that... Are you the one viewer? Are you even watching?
I don't know. I'm in
I
MS
think
in the
he's-
US. I'm in that playlist of yours.
Are you Vaishali?
Is that a playlist? Or is it just a
Mhm.
video?
Oh yeah, now people are coming.
I don't see. I don't know. Where does it show me?
It's like you go up into videos. Go to my channel. Like,
Oh, Dakshil, you did a video with
yeah,
Dakshil.
dude, yeah. It's
How do you know
crazy.
Dakshil?
Ooh, live now.
Manasa's apartment.
Oh yeah,
I met him
Manjeeth,
there,
that's right.
You,
You should have done it
look
with
stupid
Vaishali.
in the snap.
Maybe
should-
next week.
Do an undergrad with Deepika, Mansa's roommate.
Oh yeah. But I
She's an
don't know.
undergrad.
I'm like never talked to her.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, guys? We'll just
Yeah,
wait
that
for
shit is
like
crazy.
5
Is my
minutes and then
microphone
we'll see.
is my microphone? Is it like I can talk to you?
Yeah, your voice would be heard in this.
Yeah.
So, unless you want your beautiful voice to be heard all over the world.
Yeah, the actual one was like 130, 140, and then the end of it's like 450 or something. Like that.
Dakshil is crazy knowledge.
Oh, he got a job. Like as soon as we finished the
Internship.
job, yeah. No, he got a job from Cisco
Fine.
when we finished the live session last week.
Oh yeah?
Monday.
He had his internship offer also. Crazy, that's crazy. Oh shit. Shoaib was hello folks. What the Is that Shoaib? Is it your DP?
What's wrong with it?
Were you just born when you took your DP?
It's 1 year back in the video.
We'll
Yeah.
just wait like 5 minutes and then we'll start
Yeah, I'm
taking
sorry, we are
questions.
speaking very random shit. Which
If you cannot hear us, then just refresh your web page. It'll work.
are you going to listen to us on earphones?
It's the same thing which
Then
we are
you can
talking
listen
right
here
now.
in live.
But if my microphone's on, then I want it to be a disturbance.
Oh wow.
Just 2-3 more minutes.
You know, people could see all the video for Dakshin crap also.
So what?
Dakshin crap.
Your conversation.
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
see
I
that
know.
crap too.
No audio.
If you cannot hear, just refresh the page. You can hear, right? Yeah. It's working.
We have live audience in front of us doing the mic testing. You can hear yourself.
Is it awkward?
It sounds very bad in your voice, which is why we tell you not to speak.
Okay, let's just wait.
Yeah, I think we have to speak this time about Purdue's BCM change of dynamics and thesis and antithesis.
If somebody brings up BCM course, then we'll just...
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, we can't let them still think under the conception that thesis is compulsory.
Oh, yeah. But they'll probably have changed everything on the web page.
Website,
as
no.
well. No, not
They
yet.
haven't yet. It's still going through the decision, frankly. Cox is still making changes to the whole process of thesis.
Hi guys, how are you? I can see all the comments and I've seen like there's a couple of people joining in. Okay, fine. It's 12:34. It's 10:04. We'll take in questions now. So, is UTD good for civil engineering? I think he can answer better. Also, like which specific course you're talking about?
Yeah. I don't think there's construction management in UTD. There's structural engineering offered, but there's no CEM or CM courses offered in UTD.
Davinder, what is difference between STEM and non-STEM? Just Google it. You'll find every information you want.
Choose STEM courses if you have an option. Just remember that. Don't choose non-STEM.
Yeah. Co-op courses for MSN. Co-op courses.
There are no co-op courses you can choose. Thing is, you can choose a co-op if you have a 3 semester. If you can finish your masters in 3 semester, so you can go for a co-op in your 3rd semester and then do your remaining subjects in your 4th semester. And the advantage of doing this co-op is you're doing a 6-month internship instead of a 2-month summer internship, which would guarantee a full-time offer more.
Also, you can do like an internship and plus a co-op, right?
Plus a co-op, yeah. If your summer internship company is really satisfied with your work, they may extend that internship onto a next semester, which is
So
really
you can work for 9 months straight.
Yeah, exactly. You can literally save up for the next semester fee as well.
Do you have any idea of University of Michigan for structure management? Structural management.
Structure management, there's no such course as structure. If you're asking about construction management, which University of Michigan are you referring to? Ann Arbor, or there are a lot of universities in Michigan, Michigan State University, Ann Arbor, etc. Is construction management part of STEM program?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Remember, Purdue's BCM program is a STEM program when it comes to construction management, and UFL's CM program is a STEM program, whereas TAMU is not. TAMU's CM program is a non-STEM.
Also, if you, I'll link like Manjeeth's guide later on. You can check that out because that is the best information you can find for CM or CEM. Why don't you make video about MS in civil engineering from
Okay,
Canada?
just a second. I
Yeah,
want
you
to
can.
address a question. This thing.
Okay.
Employability wise, which is better for civil engineering, thesis or non-thesis? Remember, it doesn't matter, frankly, for your companies. They don't care what thesis, until you have some groundbreaking thesis done. I don't think it matters much. Thesis is better if you choose a thesis. If you have a chance of getting research assistantship funding, that's the only way your thesis is worth. If not, go for the non-thesis program.
Yeah, so nobody, even like for the career fair which happened last month, nobody asked me what was your thesis during my bachelor as well. They didn't care. They wanted to know where I've worked and what experiences I had.
Yeah.
How good is USA to get a job of visa after my MS in USA?
Too broad question. Stream
generic.
depends on the university, depends on your stream, depends on how hard you work. Remember this, depends on how hard you work in the end. Yeah.
For everybody asking CS questions, I'll probably have somebody from the CS department at Purdue next week. Maybe you can bring in questions, but if you're asking like computer science engineering, any scope in US, there's huge scope for any computer related courses. Okay.
Yeah, could you go up once? I'll talk about that. So yeah, please explain a bit about how to get for admission for MS in architecture, and is it beneficial for doing in the USA? So people who have done bachelor's in architect, try preferring construction management courses. You can't take the masters in architecture because there are non-STEM. I know people who have done masters in architecture and are going through the non-STEM problem, and which again leads to you less OPT time. So don't go for masters in architecture. Architects can go for the construction management programs. Engineers, civil engineers are supposed to go for CEM, but it's mixed. So architects try preferring CM programs.
Also, he's Manjeeth. He's my senior. Manjeeth can introduce himself once. We forgot to introduce him because we already have 2 live sessions with him before. But yeah, it's been a while.
Manjeeth, I'm a second year master's student here in the BCM program at Purdue. BCM stands for Building Construction Management. I've done my undergrad in BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus, and I've published quite a bit of research profile, which just for entering to Purdue, I have no whatsoever interest in research. Just for getting into Purdue, I published some papers, and it helped me get here. And I've written a couple of guides for internship and visa and internships, visa and admissions for master's programs. So yeah, shoot me questions regarding construction management specifically if you want.
Yeah. Guys, I'm planning to give GRE on 24th November. I've already made a video regarding this. If it's still a good time to, okay, he has already seen my video. I'm just scared if I'm too late for holiday. See, a lot of so even Purdue has a deadline of April 1st for BCM programs specifically. But you have to check like what universities have what deadlines for your specific course. If you can still make the deadlines, I think 24th November is still not too late.
There's a friend of mine, there's a senior of mine, Pratik Jain, who applied in March. He applied in the March of 2015 and got his admit in June. So you're never late as long as you don't cross the deadline.
I sent in the GRE scores for Purdue April 4th.
Yeah, exactly.
After deadline, like
Purdue, I'm sure, Purdue BCM program, I'm sure at least it considers until the deadline date. So don't worry about that at least.
Different between okay, we already mentioned about STEM and non-STEM. This one.
If I miss the December deadline for Purdue, you can still apply later. You can still apply later. And honestly, for BCM, I don't think the financial deadline is going to be considered as actual financial deadline. They're going to consider if you're eligible for financial support after you come down here at Purdue. So honestly, December or April doesn't matter. Just apply before the final deadline.
How is MS in engineering management? I talked to one guy who told me how is MS in engineering management. It's like it's a very generic course, and it's something like if you want to do MBA but without experience, Also, you'll go into logistics and supply chain management, something like that. That's all I know about engineering management. Please suggest some co-curricular course for CEM like Primavera and what else?
If you want to focus on softwares, if that's what you mean by softwares, yeah, do learn Primavera P6. I'm not sure if it will be of much help here in the US construction industry because they look down upon Primavera somehow. But still, it's worth giving a shot, and it's going to
Help you
help you,
like
yeah, strengthen your resume. Do so. There are a lot of softwares, and Microsoft Project, Astra Power Project, and Primavera, as you said, and Navisworks, Bluebeam. You can focus on all these.
Purdue CM. I think you can answer this.
Purdue CM versus Purdue BCM. Which one is better? Honestly, right now, so BCM until this year, BCM had a compulsory thesis, but with the coming incoming fall students, it's going to change to an option of being thesis, or you can go for a non-thesis as well. So I don't see right now a much difference between CM and BCM, except for the fact that there may be a bit more chances for funding in BCM,
Hmm.
but relatively still I think there are similar more. And one thing I would advise is BCM has more of management courses and less of technical courses, and CM completely focuses on the technical side. So that's one thing.
Um, so why don't I make a video about MS in Canada?
Do you have
Just
something
because
against Canada?
no, I just don't know anything about MS in Canada. That's the only reason. From which stream is your friend? It's the same stream. We are both studying DCM at Purdue.
Yeah, I'm just a second year right. Yeah,
Like 80,000 is the fee. Did I hear right? How can we repay the human? 80,000 is not the fee.
it's 60,000 if you study for 4 semesters, but if you opt for the non-thesis, which you can complete in 3 semesters, in fact you can even complete it within 36,000, which is the best estimate to finish all the credits.
As I did BTech in CEC, we are not sure about aeronautical.
As long as you have work experience which backs up your future stream, you should be good enough. Doesn't matter if you're doing CSE. I know friends who got admits in CSE, although they are from ECE background, since they have work experience in CSE. So have a good reason why you're shifting your stream. That should lay your foundation pretty good enough.
I'm in third year civil. When should I summer? Like in the third and fourth year, there's a summer breaks and take a GRE that time. Is preparing for Magoosh for GRE is worth or so. Have you tried Magoosh?
You haven't tried Magoosh.
Okay, I have tried Magoosh. I think if you can just focus on the books which are available, you can still get a great score. You don't need Magoosh specifically. If you're not buying books, if you're just going for Magoosh, then as a sole resource, it's great. But if you're buying books also and if you're going to Magoosh also, then it doesn't make sense. So how much can we earn in a week in US by doing part-time jobs?
I can say, I mean, it depends upon the place, but all I can say is if you're doing your 20 hours of work time, which is your maximum you can do as an international student here, you can earn pretty much enough to complete your expenses. But it's going to be stressful completely working 20 hours a week, but that's what you got to do.
Are there any FSAE? I'm not sure about that. Does early application have advantage? What exactly?
Again, depends on the university. Some universities do have rolling admissions. In that case, like let's say you have a class strength of 30 students, so probably 50 students apply before December, and if people gave admits to 25 students already, the later if you apply thoda late, it's going to be a bit pointless. So see the previous admits. How, I mean, your phase, remember, after you start your masters, LinkedIn is going to be your major social network where you gain contacts. Before that, Facebook is going to be a social network where you gain contacts. Talk to seniors who have been through this. Add yourselves in groups. Search for previous year posts, how they have gotten admits, around what time did they get admits. Then in the post they'll mention what time did they apply. That should give you a rough estimate of how your situation can be.
And it cannot get easier than this. Like you have so much information about past admits. I've already posted like 3 Excel sheets with past admits, their GRE score, TOEFL score, their GPA. So if you want, there's a mailing list. You go to that, and there's a post saying like important documents. Look for those documents there. You'll find all the information. I'm currently in the third year of CE in the first semester of CS.
Okay, third year, first semester.
So I already mentioned like between the summers of third and fourth year. How is Master of Data Science in US? In US too generic. No, in like.
Yeah.
Do you even know Purdue?
Yeah.
So which research paper are related to CM? Like, does it help because CM is a management?
CEM is not management related course. CM is a more of technical come management related course. CM is a management related course. Doesn't matter. Forget about all that. Apply to good CM courses as long as they're STEM. And as for which research papers are related, that's a bit ambiguous question. But if you want research topics, there are a lot of research topics in construction. Just keep on searching journal papers. Ideas will keep striking you. There are design integration construction methods. There are design bid build methods. What are the different types of contractual methods, estimation, a lot of things. Yeah,
What's the tuition fee for your course? $60,000 for 2 years.
for 2 years, if you go for the thesis and
That's
do
the
for-
worst case
that's the
scenario.
worst case.
Yeah.
The best case is you have 33 credits to do. So best case is, the best case means you have to work a lot hard. That means you take 15 credits in your first semester, 15 credits in your second semester, which is quite a bit difficult. So that completes 30 credits, and you can take 3 credits in your third semester, which is per credit fee.
So that's 3,000. That's 33.
That's 33,000, half your worst case fee.
Yeah. How much exactly is 3.0 GPA in terms of Indian standards? Most of these have criteria 3 and above. So if you have anything above 7, I would say, like, don't. I really don't know because my
So
GPA was already in.
Yeah, I had this thing. So before applying to, every university is going to ask you out of 4 GPA. I used to have a lot of confusion. I mailed universities. All they replied was, doesn't matter what you enter. They are going to do their own evaluation once they see your transcripts. You are submitting your transcripts. They're going to see what grade is the maximum, what grade have you been allotted, and that doesn't mean you give on 3.9 out of 4 when you have a 7 out of 10. Give at least a plus or minus realistic input, and then let them do the remaining. Most of the times, although you give an input, they're going to do their own calculation, so don't worry much about it.
Yeah, one thing I would say is, like, don't go for WES unless 2-3
yeah.
universities you're applying to out of 8 are asking for it. It's just really expensive.
I don't think for construction management there are good universities asking for WES. Like, there's one university I know which is decent and asks for WES for construction management is SJSU.
Just use my mailbox. I saw you.
Thanks a lot. I forgot the shades in this.
But if I miss the December deadlines for MS and CS, can I still apply later? You can apply later, but you'll be eligible for probably spring semester. Tell me which course is best in civil for MS.
Every stream in civil has its own need. I know geotechnical engineers who have got their better jobs than probably construction management. I know
Geotech is on the boom. That's
exactly
geo and transportation.
Yeah, everything is its own. I know structural engineers who have got really good job. Remember, every stream has its own demand, and if you're the best in your field, you're going to get hired. It's as simple as that.
Tuition plus living expenses. I've already made a video regarding living expenses, like for the first month. Ankita, you can check that out. Tuition we have already mentioned once, actually twice or thrice. Thanks. And how is MS in electrical engineering? We're not sure about that. Sometime please later conduct a session with electrical. Do you know anyone from electrical? No.
Specific courses, any strong that way. There are no specific courses which can. Okay, Davinder Saini at Saini. Okay, any specific course? There are no specific courses. You've taken enough courses in your undergrad. As for softwares, try learning Primavera, MS Project, and Asta Project, and Navisworks, Bluebeam. All these you don't need to pay thousands and thousands to consultancies to teach you. There are a lot of YouTube resources. There are a lot of resources if you search on the internet. Just go through them. That should be enough to put those softwares on your resume.
Hey, we talked about job opportunities. What is the I-20 amount? $43,000 for BCMA third year. I think for almost all the courses, it's 43, around 44. When you say mostly people come with 3 internships, it's of second year, third year, fourth year summers. It may be a silly question, but a little doubt. So, Preetham, the thing is, most of the undergrad students here have 3 internships. They intern after first year, they intern after second year, they intern after third year. So while you're applying for jobs, you're competing against them or like with them. So the company will definitely prefer somebody who has more work experience. Make a video related to mechanical. Can I get a job in machine learning? No idea. Does CM has a broad scope in future?
I wish it does have, or else you wouldn't be pursuing it here.
Where are we?
Am I going too fast?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening to white noise to do it.
I'm sorry.
You can store this back in the corner over there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. Could there be any issue regarding H-1B visa?
As in, what issue would be arising? Let me know specifically.
Can you Teju, can you please no, who's this guy asking? Shubham, can you please mention the specific problem which you're mentioning here? Hey, what was your word count for a FSOP? Depends on the university. It can go up to 1,000. Some of the universities have a word limit of 600 as well.
Personally, I never followed a word limit. I don't know why. I mean, I had 1,400 words in my SOP and I uploaded for everything. So shouldn't be much of a problem as long as you enter relevant information. Just don't try to elongate the SOP just for the sake of it. Enter relevant information. How to mention research papers in a SOP? Mention how you did the research project and how you published it in a conference and how it was appreciated in the conference. Just don't say my research paper was so and so published. What was the challenge in your research project and what challenge did you have publishing the project and how it was received by critics. Should I copy the link or mention ISSN and DOI? No, I don't think it's needed. I mean, do mention it in your resume. That should certainly help. But yeah.
It's too boring question now. It's like the similar pattern which
Yeah, I
just
know.
goes on and go on.
Can you tell about PhD scope for PhD? There are a lot of streams. So let me know which is the specific stream, Gaurav.
What salary can I expect after finishing from a normal university of US in CM?
Depends on the location.
Normal university
yeah.
and then
You can earn 80,000 in California. At the same time you can earn 50,000 in Texas, and it's probably equivalent. 50,000 in Texas is equivalent to 75,000 in California. So it depends on the location and everything. Just don't worry about the salaries. All you matter is you get a job, and then later you can worry about how much you're earning.
have a chance to go to an internship.
Okay, this is too specific. I want to Kaustubh, ASU CE versus MSU CM versus UFL CM versus Virginia Tech CM. I'll give you an order. I would go for Virginia Tech CEM first, Kaustubh, and then I would go for UFL CM. I mean, I would rate Virginia Tech and UFL equal. I would just see what are the funding opportunities and how many students have they taken. The less the students they have taken, the more the importance they're going to give in funding. That's good. Then I would rate ASU CE and MSU CM equal as well, but give top priority to Virginia Tech and UFL if there's a chance. Also, I wanted to know how good is NYU CM. It probably comes somewhere between ASU and MSU probably. Yeah, and I have a chance to go for internship in Jan 18. Is it advisable to apply after that internship? You can still write you got an internship. I mean, there's not a lot of matter, although you could write what you have done in your internship in the future.
But it's better if you apply right now, because then
Yeah,
you can, after your internship is finished, then you can just come to the university.
You don't want to risk it over an internship.
Yeah. What's the time interval between two visa interview? Can I apply for Canada if I get rejected from? Yeah, it's totally independent of each other. Without GRE, is there any possibility? I don't think for civil courses, at least for CS, there are universities which don't ask for GRE.
Honestly, if the university isn't asking GRE, I wouldn't apply to that university because
Purdue doesn't ask for GRE.
Technically, it won't ask for GRE, but it's going to give importance to the ones who show their GRE score.
Yeah, anyways, since you're applying to a lot of universities, you'll have to take GRE because not all of them will be like, we don't need GRE scores. So this guy, can I get admission in MSc in CS after 3-year degree course? That is BCA. No, you cannot get. We've solved. Dakshil mentioned in the in the last live session that you need a 16 years of study, and since your BCA course is 3-year degree course, you cannot get admission here. You need a 4-year course or like a BCA and MCA. Then you can apply to CS courses here. Score for PhD student there, gosh, I don't think PhD GRE score matters much. It's like how much research you have done in your MS and what research you want to continue in PhD. My GPA is this. No paper will low verbal be a problem. I think 150 is not low at all.
It's
It's a decent score. and 318 with a GP of 9.76.
It's really good.
Yeah.
You can go apply for Purdue. You can even you have really good chance of getting into.
Bro, is there any scope for jobs after doing MS in core project subjects in civil, or shall we go for an MBA? If you want to go for MBA, you probably need experience of 2 years before this whole thing. Yeah, that's about it. So if if you just graduated and you want to go for masters, then you cannot go for MBA. You can only go for masters. What is I-20? Okay. Is there
43,000.
is there no way to get admission to MS without writing GRE? No,
If you want to circumvent around the main thing of MS, I don't know if the admit you get, if the university you get an admit from without a GRE is worth it. So as simple as that.
Okay, so guys, I would like to cut off on the questions and mention one thing. If you're checking the stories on Instagram, I've mentioned that I have an announcement to make. I've been talking to a couple of people from.
You said you had an announcement to make. I was wondering.
Oh yeah.
Yes, announcement.
No, I've been talking to a couple of people at Brown University. They just graduated this year, and they are launching this website by the end of this week. It's called Gradly. If you're looking up on the internet, you will not find anything. But what is this website doing is you'll have to put in all the details of yours. Like you'll have to put your GRE score, TOEFL score, and which university are you from, and probably what papers you have published, your experiences, and they'll give you a list of universities you can apply, and based on if it's ambitious, it's moderate, or it's safe for you. Also, they'll give you an order of timeline. Like if you're, for example, it's what date is today? It's 24th October today. So if you're starting your preparation right now, they'll give you a timeline. On this date you have to apply for GRE. On this date you have to apply for this. Also, I've seen a demo, a quick demo of their website, and it looks great. They'll give you what professors to contact from that specific university, which professor's research matches to yours. It's too much to explain on this live session. I'm going to do a specific live session on this Sunday with the founders of this website, and we can talk about this more. Yeah, just maybe you can mail me if you they'll be taking very less number of people, as it is still on the trial basis. So probably they'll ask you to register for it, and they'll just let 100 people use their website for now. So just mail me about it. Maybe I can let you in as soon as they launch the website.
He has free passes.
Not free passes. Yeah, kind of free passes. No, anyways, it won't be free for so for the 100 people or the first 200 people. I cannot be very specific on that because I'm not working on that specifically. But yeah, just mail me and we'll see how it goes. And next live session will be on Sunday, where I'm just talking about this whole thing. Probably on Sunday. Still, I'm not sure about it. Okay, let's continue with the questions. What about spring admission for MS in Civil?
There are some specific universities offering spring admission, but there are some universities, but
for CM.
For CM, yeah, but I would personally never recommend a spring admission because you have the disadvantage of missing out on a summer internship if you join in the spring. So losing out on an internship is not worth it. You probably can work there in India for under 6 months and join for the next fall itself.
When they say project management, it's related to construction projects. Yes.
Typically, I mean, again.
Oh no, project management is
sometimes, yeah. You have
any projects, right?
Sometimes you see University of Maryland College Park has a course called has a program called Masters in Project Management. Many people thought it was construction and joined it.
No.
Although it has a focus in construction, sometimes it deviates to generic project management of all projects.
So even if there are very specific courses for MBA where they just focus on project management side, it's definitely not just for construction. It's for, there will be projects in every field, and it's for that. Bro is bachelor in Italy and MS in Canada.
Wow. This is the first time I've heard Italy.
It's great. Italy is great. Go for it. You'll eat pasta every day. What is ideal word count for SOP? 800 to 1000 words. Do placement happen there? No. Job prospects after MS in transportation. What's the big announcement? Okay, we already mentioned that.
How is University of Colorado Boulder CEM? It's good. It's a difficult program to enter into, although I don't know why it's gotten difficult over the past 2 years. It's beautiful. Boulder is beautiful. It's located right in the middle of a valley. The whole university. If you love nature, that's the place you want to go. Is it difficult to get visa for student nowadays? There's no. I mean, people want you to come to the US. They know you're going to contribute to the financial educational sector, so they're not going to make it difficult for the students. In fact, if it's anything, they want to make it easier for you. They just want to see if you got the right amount of qualifications for the right university you're going to the US. Is there no chance of okay, right?
Or do you want to talk about the BCM program again? Since there's a lot of people. So there has been a change in the Purdue's BCM program specifically. Probably you guys have been following me for a while, and then you know that Purdue's BCM program was a thesis course, which you have to finish in like 2 years, and you cannot finish it in 1.5. But there has been slight changes in the program,
which has led to so there's an option of right now choosing to have a thesis or skipping the thesis, but the downside of choosing to go for non-thesis is you won't probably be getting funding by RA or TA.
Yeah, they have mailed specifically that if you are choosing a non-thesis course, you're going for North.
So
Okay.
you can't, if you want funding, probably choose thesis. If you're not sure if you want to complete it out in 3 semesters and graduate early, then you want to probably go for the non-thesis. But the main point I want everyone to understand right now is the funding in BCM program will become quite difficult with this decision being come through.
That's why I don't like to sit here.
Yeah,
I like to sit at one.
We are in the BCM department, so we can't speak a lot about BCM program.
Yeah, and not get excited about it as well.
Yeah. Mr. Lord? No, we crossed this. We crossed. Yeah, we are here.
I'm just tired now. Talking general and all that.
Talking general, non-masters, does Purdue allow spring admit students for summer internships? As far as I know, spring admissions can't go easily for summer internships, but recently I've heard a couple of students in a Purdue WhatsApp group talking that they could circumvent the whole process and go for summer internships. But
yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah,
like somebody was mentioning, you just have to go to like the immigration department or something, and then you have to.
Yeah.
You
But
can work it out,
if
something
internship
like
is such important for the spring admission students, all you could do one thing. You could probably join the spring of one semester, then go for the fall of the next semester, and skip the summer or take a summer course, and in your third semester go for a co-op. Going for a co-op is literally like a semester internship, so that's good enough. Aishi, you're being heard all over the world.
By like
So
about like
80 people.
80 people.
yeah, I mean all over the world.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
you. I don't have my
No, that's okay. We can take it later. That's it. Don't worry about it.
Can you send Manjeeth so can shortlist Manjeeth sir? Is it both civil department is there?
Don't call us sirs, man.
Can
please.
you put the like
You made me feel
shortlist?
like uncle already.
There's a link down in the description. You can check that link and you can go through the mailing list, and there's important documents. Manjeeth's guide is linked there. Do placement happen there?
There are career fairs happening. It's not like a placement typically which happens in India. There are career fairs happening where you have to go and talk to companies and network around. And this fella is distracting me. Yeah, and you have to apply to different companies. So there's a guide which I've written about how to secure internships and using LinkedIn and applications. You have to apply to companies, you have to talk to companies, you have to use your social network, everything, a mix of everything.
No, is your courses are thesis or non-thesis, which is best among them? Courses would be good, like, okay.
You just want to come into the picture frame, right?
Sure, yeah.
Let me help.
Okay. Uh, is your courses a non-thesis or thesis? I am currently, since the
No
option of
comments.
since the option of non-thesis was introduced in our program, I dropped my thesis. Luckily, I'm getting my funding continued. I have a teaching assistantship, but in BCM program later it may be a problem.
It's mentioned I-20 amount is for 1 year. So every I-20, which is like all the I-20 amounts which will be mentioned on every I-20 will be 1 year amount. I've talked to some people who are in construction management, and they said that companies in university don't readily hire interns to train. Rather, they are looking for people with job experience. Yeah, definitely they'll hire people who have job experience. They'll prefer people with job experience, but it's not mandatory. Will it be difficult to find an internship if I'm a fresher? Are there good opportunities?
Right.
Hmm.
What kind of holders?
I'm a fresher. I have no work
Oh
experience
yeah, but
whatsoever.
do you have internships? That's the
I
thing.
had internships in my undergrad. I had a couple of internships in undergrad, and I still didn't have any full-time experience, but I did secure an internship here in the US. So it shouldn't be a lot difficult if you
Sweet.
work hard.
Sweet internship. Is there racism? No, I don't think so.
The question is the race interest.
Yeah, no, there's
Don't come with the concept of there is going to be something happening here in the US regarding racism. If you come with that outlook,
Murphy's rule. If something
exactly, you can't be under the concept that something is going to happen. Then whatever slightest hint is going to happen is going to make you feel like it's happening. Don't be under that misconception that there is something happening.
we'll probably finish live session by 1, so by 10:45 today. There's a lot of similar questions, and we have already answered most of the questions, like MS thesis, non-thesis. What is the difference between CM and project management? Please reply to mails. Okay, yeah. I told you there's 120 plus mails. 120 mails.
It's
Like,
difficult for Parth to cater time to everyone in his life.
do you want me to forward to you? Do you think you can do it? Is Ivy League just I? No, it's not.
It is a thing. Ivy League is a
Yeah.
thing.
That's common.
Applying to university is November second week of fall 18 is late. No, it's not. Though a student gets assistantship with admit and Purdue. Yeah, they do. Oh, did you know CS everybody's funded?
Yeah. They have
70?
undergrads, they have like 400 undergrads.
No, more than that.
Yeah, so they're obviously going to require
Yeah.
TS to manage all of them.
70 people.
So it's like it's split it by
Nuts.
And their stipend is like $1,600, $1,700 per month.
2,000.
Oh shit, yeah, it increased. Yeah, that's true. Ashali was telling.
That's like it's
I
for
know.
us. It's 2,000. Like,
Yeah, sometimes I'm
and
getting,
it's like for PhD in both, it's the same thing. But still,
I'm getting freaking amount of 1350, which I can't even survive it.
chicken.
1350 you can't survive it.
I mean,
If you're buying that
I can't understand.
crappy
Last year,
Beats headphones, then
last year I survived with 750. No, I can't survive with 1,100. Okay. Any particular reason why you took CM Parth?
no particular reason. That's the best thing which I could choose from the 5
I'll tell you a
majors.
simple logic. If you hate structural, take CM. That's what I did. I hate technical subjects, so I went for CM.
H1B program affected with new policies? No. What is the difference between civil engineering and structural engineering and civil? Though too many questions, Abhishek. It's just Google. Okay, if you cannot find a lot of things, just Google it. You will be able to find most of the things. Try Googling stuff.
Shoaib, can you stop messaging
Who
here?
was that? I'm gonna do. Guys, let's just. So,
Tomorrow will be even colder. And then things
okay, we just saying.
No, it's bad, alright.
Oh, no.
It's not supposed to
Oh,
be
this guy,
-2.
this guy emailed me or something, like commented or something. Yeah. Okay, let's just we'll just end this live session here. We are getting redundant questions we have already answered. So maybe you can watch this live session again and
Dude,
you'll
HP
find.
the vlogger. Careful what you're going to comment in the public, man.
Okay, yeah. No. Anyways, like I can ban him, right?
I have to buy my
Put user in timeout, simple as that.
phone.
Okay,
Really
guys.
makes you mad when you're helping out people and people are so mean to you.
Yeah. Haters, dude, everywhere is like that. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining in. We'll end the live session earlier this time because it's the same stuff again and again.
Just tell him message
Thank you so
something.
much for
Hey,
coming
stop.
in.
Shoaib?
There's
There's this guy called Shoaib who's in front of us. Screw Shoaib.
there's a live session on this Sunday, so you can join in. And just thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next live
Wait,
session.
Kaustubh, what's your question? Yeah. He was, I don't know, he's asking please one answer.
And I'm typing comments like you guys saw.
Kaustubh, what's your question?
Oh yeah, thank you so much, guys. Just one more query. I have a TOEFL score of 95. No, you shouldn't retake TOEFL. Don't take retake. Like, don't. 95 is a decent score.
Decent score, you can go for it, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yep.
See you guys. Thank you so much for joining, and see you on Sunday and Tuesday.